Hello everyone, welcome to Homeschool, and we are with the chapter Life Processes, second video. In the previous video, we spoke about the introduction part, what we are going to study in a chapter, various processes, and a slight introduction I gave on every process, what we actually study in them, right? And we started with the nutrition, that is the very first part. We learned about the definition of nutrition. We learned about what are nutrients, yes or no? And there are two important modes of nutrition. What were they? Autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. Okay, so under that we are with a type of nutrition called autotrophic nutrition. So where do you find autotrophic nutrition? Autotrophic nutrition is seen in autotrophs, isn't it? So let us try to give a definition for autotrophic nutrition. Okay, so how we can define this autotrophic nutrition? It is the process of nutrition which involves synthesis of food by autotrophs. Okay, so this is actually the main definition of autotrophic nutrition. Process of nutrition which involves synthesis of food by autotrophs. Okay, and now what do you mean by the word autotrophs? Autotrophs are nothing but living systems, okay, that can prepare their own food. Okay, so for example, plants and bacteria. Okay, so these are the two examples for autotrophs. Okay, and now we will try to discuss the preparation of food. Preparation, or we can also call it as synthesis in the sense preparing. Okay, synthesis of food in plants. Okay, so are you all familiar with the word called photosynthesis? So what do you mean by photosynthesis? Synthesis is preparing. Okay, preparing food. Photo is light. Yes or no? So preparation of food with the help of sunlight is called photosynthesis. Okay, so plants prepare their own food. Photosynthesis is seen in plants. So these guys will prepare their own food with the help of sunlight. Okay, and also certain materials like carbon dioxide, water. Okay, so plants use sunlight, carbon dioxide, water, and certain pigments which are present in a leaf. Okay, so by the combination of these four raw materials, they prepare their own food. Okay, that is glucose. This process is called photosynthesis. But how do you give the definition for photosynthesis? Preparing food. Okay, food is nothing but glucose. Okay, food is prepared in the form of glucose actually. Okay, so preparing food with the help of sunlight. Sunlight is called photosynthesis. Okay, clear everybody? Fine. And now let us try to discuss what are the raw materials for photosynthesis. So what are the substances that plants need for the process called photosynthesis? And try to remember, where is this photosynthesis taking place? It will take place in leaf, green parts of the plant body. Okay, whichever part is green, in those parts, this preparation of food can happen. So mainly which part of the plant is green in color? Leaves, isn't it? So even some part of stems and branches are also green. Okay, so some process can happen in them also, but much of the photosynthesis, 95% of the photosynthesis will happen in leaf only. Okay, so now for that photosynthesis, what are the raw materials required? First one, carbon dioxide. Okay, carbon dioxide is required. And the second one is water. Water is required. Third raw material is sunlight. Sunlight. And fourth raw material is chlorophyll pigment. Yes or no? Chlorophyll pigment. So where is this chlorophyll present? Chlorophyll pigment is present in chloroplast. Chloroplast. Okay, so in leaves you have certain cells. In them you will have chloroplast. Okay, so within a chloroplast you will actually find a green color pigment called chlorophyll. Clear everybody? And now let us try to discuss how plants take up these raw materials one by one. Okay, so how is carbon dioxide enters into a leaf? How is water entering into a leaf? And how is sunlight is entering, and what is happening for the sunlight? And where is this chlorophyll present, and what is its duty during the photosynthesis? Everything we will discuss. See, you must have seen a photosynthesis reaction in your previous classes also. Yes or no? Very basic reaction. So how do you write a reaction for photosynthesis? See, plants take up carbon dioxide. Yes or no? And what they will take up? Water they will take up. And both of them will combine in presence of sunlight. Okay. And also what is the important pigment necessary? Chlorophyll, isn't it? Chlorophyll. And in presence of these two guys, these are combining and you are getting a food. So food in the form of glucose. What is the formula? C6H12O6. Okay. And along with the food, you will get one byproduct, that is oxygen. And also certain amount of water is liberated outside. Okay, and how do you balance this reaction, guys? 6 CO2 and 12 H2O, okay, will give you 6 O2 and 6 H2O. Okay, so now you can check with every element whether it is balanced or not. Yeah, fine. So this is what we call reaction for photosynthesis. Okay, and now let us try to learn how this carbon dioxide enters into a plant system, and how do plant take up water, and what is the role of sunlight, and what is the role of chlorophyll. Okay, everything in detail. Fine. And see here, carbon dioxide is there. Yes or no? And carbon dioxide enters into a leaf through a small pores called stomata. Okay, so carbon dioxide enters into leaf through what, guys? Through small pores in the sense small holes. Okay, so these pores are called stomata. They are called stomata. Okay, you know where are the stomata located in a leaf? You can observe the first picture. See, this is a leaf. Okay, we have cut the leaf and you will have certain cross section, isn't it? Say for example, I have got a leaf for you. See, this is a leaf. I have cut the leaf and this you can see some width, isn't it? This much thickness, thick. So this area I am seeing it under microscope. Okay, this is what we call cross section of leaf. Cut the leaf and you know this area I am looking into the microscope. Okay, if I look into the microscope, this is how it looks. Okay, this small area, this is how it is looking. Okay, and you know that small area itself having so many parts actually. Okay, and you know the upper layer is called, no, upper layer is we call it as, you know, upper epidermis, and the lower layer is there, no, in that thick part. Okay, that lower layer is nothing but lower epidermis. Okay, and below the upper epidermis you have certain cells where you have certain dots here. I mentioned certain dots, you know, they are the green color dots. They are called chloroplast. So within the chloroplast, you will have this chlorophyll pigment. Okay, so there are so many cells between upper epidermis and lower epidermis. That means upper layer and lower layer. Okay, and all those cells will contain a green color pigment containing things called chloroplast. Okay, and you see the lower epidermis, or it can be observed in upper epidermis also. You know, there are certain gaps. You see here, there is a gap. I didn't continuously put the lower epidermis, you know, I gave a gap here. Like that you will find many gaps actually. Okay, and these gaps, you know, they are what we call it as small pores. Okay, pores in the sense holes. You know, with your naked eye, you can't observe these pores. Only in a microscope you can able to observe. You know, through these pores, carbon dioxide enters into a leaf. Got to know? And this is a very important picture that can be asked for board examination. Okay, cross section of leaf, which you will find it in page number 62. Okay, say if you cut it, this is how it looks. Upper epidermis, lower epidermis, and there are certain cells where you have a chloroplast. In the chloroplast, you will find green color pigment chlorophyll, and there are intercellular spaces. Actually, we call them as air spaces. And you know, you can see in the lower epidermis here, there is a gap, right? A small pore. Through this pore only, carbon dioxide is getting entered. And this small pore, we will call with the term stomata. Okay, what is that small pore? Stomata. Actually, stomata is maintained by guard cells. Okay, see, on either side of the pore, this side as well as this side, there are some specialized cells which we call it as guard cells. Okay, and these guard cells can open and close. You know, so every time the pore is not getting open to the atmosphere, whenever carbon dioxide has to enter, no, that point of time only pore will get opened. Okay, you will find a way into a leaf. Okay, otherwise when the carbon dioxide is not necessary for a leaf, that point of time the guard cells will be closed, so that pore is also closed. When the guard cells are getting closed, then air cannot enter inside, or carbon dioxide cannot enter inside. Got to know? So just like this, imagine. Okay, these are the guard cells. This is one guard cell, this is another guard cell. Okay, say guard cells, when they absorb water from atmosphere, okay, guard cells can actually absorb water and certain ions from atmosphere. So when they absorb the water, they will swell, you know, they will become fat, they will swell like this. When they swell, pore will get opened up. You see, these are my guard cells. Both the hands are nothing but guard cells. If they swell, how do they swell? By absorbing water from atmosphere. Okay, so when they swell, pore, you can see a hole, no? See, this is what? That small hole is what we call stomata. Okay, so when the stomata can be seen, when the guard cells become open, when they become swollen. Okay, and once the carbon dioxide entered into a leaf, enough amount of carbon dioxide when it enters into a leaf, all the water content, whatever guard cell has absorbed previously will come outside. Okay, and once all the water comes outside, it will shrink. Once the guard cell shrinks, what is happening? Stomata is getting closed. That is the pore, the hole is getting closed. Okay, see, when the guard cells swell, stomata is getting opened, that is pore is getting opened. When the guard cells shrinks, pore is getting closed. This is how it happens. See, when it swells, pore is opened. When it shrinks, pore is getting closed. Got how beautiful process, isn't it? See, that is what happens here. And you can see the diagrams of stomata I have drawn here. See, these are guard cells. Okay, see, this is one guard cell, this is one guard cell. Where are they located? See, here, this guard cell, this is one guard cell, this is one guard cell. They are in the shape of kidneys. Okay, and the guard cells also will contain chloroplast, where chlorophyll pigment would be there. Okay, this is actually open stomata. See, this is a pore. You see, this is a stomatal pore. This hole, the small hole, is called stomatal pore. Okay, so when does the pore is getting opened? Actually, when the guard cells swell. How do the guard cells swell? By absorbing water from atmosphere. Okay, fine. And once the carbon dioxide entered into a leaf, how much ever it wanted, then it doesn't want any carbon dioxide more. Okay, so the stomatal pore has to be closed. Yes, or otherwise gases and all, they keep entering into the leaf. That's the reason, once the work is over, these guys will lose all the water. Guard cells will lose all the water content outside. They will become shrink. Okay, so they are getting shrink and the pore got closed. Here pore is open. They are swollen, so pore is open. Here they got shrunk, so pore is closed. Okay, so this is how carbon dioxide enters when the guard cells are swollen, and likewise oxygen has to come out. Oxygen also comes out through this opening and closing of guard cells only. Okay, so what is the points that you have to remember here? Stomatal pore is maintained by whom? Maintained by guard cells. Okay, guard cells. Okay, so normally when guard cells swell, pore is open. Okay, and when guard cells shrink, pore will get closed. Pore is closed. Yes or no? So this is how the carbon dioxide enters into a leaf through this stomatal pore. Okay, so stomatal pore is always maintained by whom? Guard cells. The name only is there, guard. It will guard the pore. Okay, whenever pore has to be open, guard cells will help in opening it. Whenever pore has to be closed, guard cells again will help for closing of pore. Okay, by swelling and shrinking. Got to know? And how do they swell? By absorbing water. How do they shrink? When water goes outside. Got to know? So this is all about passing of carbon dioxide into a leaf. And now let us see a small illustration how stomatal pore can become open and closed. Got to know? So stomata, open stomata, closed stomata illusion, let us see. The opening and closing of stomata. So this is your stomata. It got opened by absorbing water, and what happens now is, see, opened by absorbing water, carbon dioxide went in, oxygen is coming out, water is also coming out. After that it is getting closed, isn't it? See, carbon dioxide went inside, oxygen came outside, water also came outside from guard cells, and it is getting closed. So this is how opening and closing stomata occurs. Stomata will be open when these guard cells absorb water, isn't it? And carbon dioxide goes inside through the stomatal pore, oxygen comes outside, water also comes outside, guard cells will be closed. Okay? Okay. And now, how water can enter into a leaf? You know, water is absorbed by roots actually. Okay, where is water present? Mainly in the soil. Yes or no? From soil, water will get absorbed, and that water is transported, or it is passed from roots to leaf. Okay, so actually water is absorbed from soil. Okay, from soil through roots. Okay, so from roots the water will get transported to leaves. Okay, so that is how you get water. And coming to sunlight. Okay, so here we have chloroplast. Yes or no? You see so many cells are there in a leaf where this green colored dots that I mentioned, these are called chloroplast. Even in a guard cell you have chloroplast. So everywhere chloroplast is there on a leaf. Okay, so this chloroplast will absorb sunlight. Who will absorb? Chloroplast will absorb sunlight here. Sunlight. Okay, fine. And the chlorophyll, what is the duty of chlorophyll here? Chlorophyll is actually a green color pigment which will convert the sunlight. Okay, it will take the help of a sunlight. Okay, and then this guy will help in converting carbon dioxide and water into glucose. Okay, so it is a helper here. Okay, in presence of chlorophyll only, actually these guys are getting reacted with each other. Okay, so actually sunlight and chlorophyll are helpers. Sunlight and chlorophyll together will help in converting these two guys into glucose. Okay, so this is all about the various raw materials necessary for photosynthesis. And now we will see the steps that are involved in photosynthesis. How these two guys are converting into glucose. That is what we are going to learn in the form of steps. Okay. See, there are 3 steps included in photosynthesis. Look at the step number 1. First and foremost, absorption of sunlight takes place. By whom? By chlorophyll that is present in a chloroplast. Okay, chlorophyll, that green color pigment which is there in a chloroplast, that is what absorbs sunlight. Okay, after absorption of sunlight, in the next step, that sunlight, that is light energy, will be converted into chemical energy. That means with the help of that sunlight, a chemical reaction is taking place. What is the chemical reaction taking place here? Water molecule is getting splitted into hydrogen and oxygen. See here, with the help of sunlight, water, one of the raw material was water, isn't it? So that water is breaking down into hydrogen and oxygen. This is what happens with the help of sunlight and chlorophyll. This is the duty of chlorophyll and sunlight actually. And once the water molecule is broken down into hydrogen and oxygen, what happens is hydrogen will get added to carbon dioxide. Chemistry first chapter you learned. Addition of hydrogen is called reduction. Yes or no? What do you mean by reduction? Addition of hydrogen. So here where is this hydrogen is getting added, guys? hydrogen is getting added to carbon dioxide molecule. So what we say in the last step, reduction of carbon dioxide is happening. So after reduction, who is coming out? Which is getting formed? Carbohydrate is getting formed. So carbohydrate is nothing but glucose. What is its formula? C6H12O6. Okay, so this is how reduction of carbon dioxide occurs, okay, to form carbohydrates. And you see here, hydrogen was used up by carbon dioxide to form carbohydrate, and now oxygen is single, no? Oxygen is the byproduct. That oxygen also will come outside through whom? Through again stomata. Yes or no? So carbon dioxide also can enter through stomata. Oxygen also can come out through the same pore. Isn't it? Okay. So oxygen is one of the byproduct that is coming out. Along with oxygen, you know, water also can come out through the same pore outside as byproduct. Okay. So this is how photosynthesis takes place in 3 important steps. Okay, so you have to remember the steps in order. This is very important. And whatever I write on a board is to be written in your book. Okay, that is your best running notes, I say, and that is your best reference also. Clear, everybody? So this is all about autotrophic nutrition. So let us quickly summarize what we have learned in autotrophic nutrition. The definition of autotrophic nutrition, the meaning of autotrophs, the meaning of the word nutrients, okay, later photosynthesis, what are the raw materials required for photosynthesis, and how these raw material enter into leaves, because leaves are the food factories that we have learned. That is where photosynthesis takes place. So all the raw material should enter, and how they enter we have learned. So how does this carbon dioxide enters? This is very important point, guys. So they will ask you in the examination, what is stomata? Stomata is what? Tiny pores present on the surface of leaf. Okay, and what is the use of stomata? They involve in gases exchange. Carbon dioxide can come through that pore and oxygen can go out through that pore. Diagrams are very much important. This is a open stomata and this is a closed stomata. Okay, so who will govern or who will maintain a stomatal pore? Guard cells. Okay, when guard cells swell, stomatal pore is opened. When guard cells shrink, stomatal pore is closed. Okay, how do they get swell? By absorbing water. How do they get shrink? By losing water. Okay, so about raw materials we studied, and later you know, the reaction of photosynthesis, which is very important, and later steps involved in photosynthesis we studied. Okay, so this is all about autotrophic nutrition, and in the next video let us try to discuss about various activities based on autotrophic nutrition. Okay, so we have 2 activities in our textbook in the form of experiments, like experiment to prove the importance of chloroplast or chlorophyll, and the experiment to prove that carbon dioxide is very much necessary for photosynthesis. Okay, so these experiments we will discuss in our next video. So thank you very much. See you in the next class.